皆さんこんにちは。Hi, I'm Haruka, who is making your Japanese learning easy. I have a question for you. How do we say I don't know in Japanese? If you've watched my previous video, you can easily answer this question. That's right. We say 知らない or 知りません. That's it? No, we have another way to say that. In this video, you're going to learn how to say I don't know friendly. What does friendly mean? You know if you watch this video until the end. First of all, if you haven't watched my previous video yet, please watch it first and come back here so that you can easily understand what I am going to explain. Alright, let's dive in. Another way to say I don't know is わからない which is a casual form or わかりません which is a formal form. Yes, these are also translated as I don't know in English. Now, the next question is when we should use 知らない and わからない. The first thing you need to know is in a lot of situations 知らない or even the formal form 知りません can be rude. Really? Yes, unfortunately, yes. But 知る means to know and わかる means to understand, right? Yes, the translation for the dictionary form will be like that. I agree. But in a conversation or in a sentence, that knowledge is not sufficient. So today, let's dig in deeper. In English, I don't know and I don't understand are different. So if you want to say I don't know, you want to use 知りません. However, the Japanese language and English languages are quite different. Now let's take a look at the core image of them. In my previous video, we saw the chronological order for the change verb and I used the example of the verb 知る. And I explained that when we say I don't know, we use the negative form of the step 1, which is 知らない and 知りません. When we use 知らない or 知りません, the thing we are talking about doesn't exist in our life because as we saw in a chronological order, the second step was when we found out something. At that moment, it finally joins our life. If you say 知らない or 知りません, it sounds as if it doesn't exist in your life at all. Therefore, 知らない or 知りません is not only I don't know, but also I don't care. If you don't care about something, it doesn't even come to your attention. You found this video on my channel because you care about the Japanese language, or maybe me. If people don't care about the Japanese language, they won't find this channel or this video at all. That is a core image of the verb 知る. Depending on the conversation, 知らない or 知りません can be very rude. Especially if someone is teaching you something, like you are a student or a trainee in a company. If you say 知りません to your teacher or trainer, that is rude, and that discourages the teacher or trainer easily. 知らない which is a casual form is worse. No respect for the teacher or trainer at all. 知らん which is a dialect is the worst of the worst. Please avoid them! In Japanese, politeness is really important factor. In particular, in these situations, it's rude because 知りません means I don't care, but also maybe your teacher or trainer taught you something, but because you forgot to take notes or you just forgot, you just missed it. So from the perspective of the teacher or trainer, they remember that they taught you, but if you say 知りません, it sounds like as if nothing happened. To maintain good relationships with people, avoiding 知らない or 知りません, especially in these situations, is a must. At the end of the day, we are human, and any word has its meaning and its power. I personally want to use words or languages to make someone happy, not make someone sad. Well, when do we use shiranai or shirimasen then? We can use them when we talk about something public, like celebrities, new movies, something like that. As we saw in a chronological order, if you want to ask someone that if the person knows something, you can use 知っている, which is a casual form, and 知っています, which is a formal form, plus か at the end. Be careful, we cannot use particle か as a casual question. Don't do that, sounds silly. Sometimes you will hear か at the end of the casual sentence, casual questions, but this is, in anime, in drama, this is always a silly character talking like that. So you don't want to sound silly, and you better avoid it. In daily conversation, we tend to omit い, which is right after te form. Therefore, you often hear Japanese speakers say 知ってる? or 知ってますか? You can use them if you completely understand the structure of te form plus いる. If not, I recommend you to stick to the original one until you get used to the sentence structure. I saw a lot of students get confused with other sentence structures because they try to shortcut. But when it comes to learning new languages, there is no shortcut. One thing at a time. Questions. 東方神起を知っていますか? 東方神起を知ってる? Please write your answer in the comment in Japanese. If possible, please try to write the whole sentence instead of saying just I don't know. If you know, of course you can write I know in Japanese. Because if you've never heard of celebrity's name or movie's name, etc., it's obvious that it doesn't exist in your life yet. However, in my opinion, still 知らない and 知りません sounds strong. So in that case, first, I would change my tone and make the sentence softer like 知らない or 知りません. Second, I would add something at the end of the sentence to make the sentence softer like 知らないな 知らないね or 知りませんね with this regretful face. But too much regretful face causes you wrinkles on your forehead, so be careful. Now you've learned that 知らない and 知りません are quite limited use. In general, what should we say when we want to say I don't know in Japanese? That's right, here we use わからない or わかりません. Ta-da! The dictionary form of this verb is わかる, which means to understand. To understand something, first we have to know it. Then, once we know it, if we use our brain, we can understand it. When we use 知らない or 知りません, it was outside of our life. On the other hand, using わからない and わかりません sounds like you've tried to find the answer in your brain. But in the end, you couldn't find it. You took care of the thing that is asked. That's why you can use わからない and わかりません in any situations. Also, when someone is asking about you, you cannot say 知らない or 知りません because the use of them is when the question is about something outside of your life. Instead, we use わからない or わかりません because someone is asking about you. For example, if someone is asking you if you are free on Saturday, if you don't know, you can say わからない or わかりません. In this case, if you say 知らない or 知りません, sounds like you are really mad or your self-esteem is quite low. So, before you learn Japanese, you need to learn to love yourself. So far, we saw how to say I don't know. Next, let's take a look at how to use わからない and わかりません in other ways. わからない and わかりません is used quite a lot in daily conversation, and it covers a lot of English sentences. As we saw today, わからない and わかりません means of course I don't know, and also I don't understand from the original meaning of the verb. But also we use わからないわかりません like I don't recognize it, I don't see it, I'm not sure, and I don't get it. Also, grammatically, わかる is an intransitive verb. I know you are like, what the heck is intransitive verb? Long story short, with the intransitive verbs, we never use particle を. We use particle が. So, we never say something をわかる. It's a mistake. We always say something がわかる. Alright, that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video and thank you for your support always. Almost 500 subscribers! Yay! Finally! ありがとう! Slowly but steadily growing. Harupaka Japanese is still a small community, yet I want to grow more. Can I ask you a favor? If you like this video and if you find this is helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed it yet, please subscribe. That helps me a lot to expand my reach to other listeners. Your likes and comments are also helpful. 最後まで見てくれてありがとうございます。Alright, I will see you in the next video. またね。良い一日を。Have a great day. Bon job ね。